Alright guys, we're doing a full video of Chantecaille today. So excited. There was a recent like 30% off sale in July. Anyways, it's for Sylvie's birthday. It's the same time every year, late July, early August. It's 30% off. It's awesome for this brand because this brand is not cheap. And it applies to the whole website. So it's pretty awesome. I know next year I'm going to take advantage again. If you guys want to wait just to buy stuff from this brand for this sale, it's totally worth it, and I totally get it. So I have a variety of things to show you, and I have some stuff from my current collection from Chantecaille that I'll be using as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Just to highlight my new purchases I want to show you, I have the Hydrating Gel Cream Blush in Happy. So this is a liquid cream blush. I also have the powder blush. This is the Cheek Shade Bliss, and it comes in this packaging. It's like a little mini compact. So this is normally $40. It is refillable. I thought this blush is a little small, a little surprised how tiny it is. So if you have like a normal size compact, this is how small it is. But we're also going to be trying this one today, so I might do one side liquid, one side powder, but it's, I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at that overlay of shimmer. So you can see that this is removable. If you just kind of press down, this comes out. I also have a highlighter to show you. I thought these colors were so pretty. This is the Les Palettes, P-A-I-L-L-E-T-T-S, palettes, Les Palettes, and it has this beautiful design. It has a gold and sort of light pink highlighter, and it's got some sequin kind of design there, really cool. We have eyeshadow. This is the Le Chrome Luxe Eye Duo, and I got it in the shade Tibet. Just some pretty shimmery sort of natural color shades. Comes with a couple tools in there. Last but not least, I picked up the loose powder in light. Comes with a big poof, kind of typical loose powder packaging. Very excited to try that out. And that is it for my sort of Chantecaille haul. And as I said, I'm going to be using some older stuff too. I am going to be using this sample. This is their CBD Face and Body Cream, CBD 300. Excited to try this. My older products that I have, the Just Skin Tin and Moisturizer. I have the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. I have the loose powder, so we'll see if I really need this. I have the bronzer, the Real Bronze in Goa. I have an eyeliner in Black Forest. And then I have a lip veil in Honey Pot. So a lot of things in this brand, a lot of, you know, to me, like standout products that I already own. We're gonna see some of the favorites today. If the, like, I have a couple bestsellers that I bought, and we're gonna see how good they are. Alright, so we're gonna start with packaging first. So this is what the sort of order receipt came in, the sleeve, which is covered in roses, which I think is so classy and pretty. Very nice. These are the boxes that everything came in. This beautiful purple, and just really, I mean, incredible. So I think if these are from like the non-limited edition, non-special packaging, but still really nice. And then I have a couple boxes where you have like colored boxes with like designs on them. Really cool. This is the highlighter, this is the blush. Let's start with this sample. So I'm not like really into CBD because I don't have like pain or anything, but I heard this cream is like well loved already. It's pretty new. So I'm gonna try it on my face. But it says face and body. That's what it looks like. Kind of a typical lotion texture. Oh. It smells very herbally. It's actually a lot more rich than I thought it was gonna be. You can see my face is turning red. Yeah, this is a rich cream. I think the drier people are gonna like this, drier skin folks. I might want to use less next time. It smells like something I've tried before, like very herbally, not too strong of a scent, doesn't smell like marijuana or anything like that. It says soothing, calming benefits of broad spectrum CBD with sophisticated skincare innovation. Alright. The second ingredient is aloe juice, olive fruit oil, shea butter. That's probably why it feels so heavy. Shea butter is like high up there. Sunflower seed oil, fruit extracts, cannabis sativa seed oil is about in the middle of the ingredient list. I think it's a little bit thicker than I thought it would be. It's not bad though. I think I'll just have to use it just a little bit on my face. But you can see the redness went away. But it absorbs really nicely. I don't really know what CBD does for your face. I mean, if you don't have pain in your face, what benefits does it really provide? Because I thought like people used it if they have pain, they rub it on, it feels better temporarily. I don't know. You guys tell me, you probably know more than I do about that stuff. Okay, I do have a new primer. It's not Chantecaille. I'm not even aware if Chantecaille has a primer. I know she has a sunscreen. Anyways, we're trying Wish. This is the botanical primer. It has bakuchiol, which is like a plant-based retinol. It says it's for dry skin, but we're gonna try it out today. I got this in the Allure Beauty subscription box. I don't like how runny it is. I wonder if it melted on the way here. It's like really liquidy. Like, that's not normal, right? Well, hopefully I don't break out. But we're gonna try this. So the person from Allure that was using this said in the little insert that it, you know, she didn't have to wear as much makeup, which I find hard to believe, but it does feel nice. It feels very smoothing. It just worries me how runny it is. Alright, I think we're nice and hydrated. I'm going to use my Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. This is in Alabaster. I will say I really considered getting the Future Skin Gel, just because it sounded really nice. But I heard that it has less coverage than this guy, which, you know, I'd say is a step up from a regular tinted moisturizer. This gives you a little bit more coverage than average. But if the like foundation that they offer, the gel, you know, formula is less than this, then I feel like this already isn't a lot. I just didn't feel like it was worth it, even at a discount. But maybe next year I'll try it. I also had plenty of the tinted moisturizer that I didn't feel like I needed another lightweight option. But I know people love it, and the texture does sound really enticing, so maybe next time. I'm using my hands with this, but you could definitely use a sponge because it's got some, you know, coverage to it. Normally I wouldn't suggest using a sponge with a tinted moisturizer because it can soak up a lot of the product. But this, because it has a little bit more coverage than typical, you might want it to like be able to press it into your pores a little bit better with a sponge. So I've definitely, you know, done that in the past. Today I'm feeling a little bit lazy, but especially if you don't like using your hands, I think you can definitely get away with using a sponge with the tinted moisturizer. Alright, I don't have a concealer from Chantecaille. I'm trying to think of the website. I don't really think they have like a concealer option. I know they have a stick. Oh, they do have a concealer. I'm sorry. They have like the Stilo, like a pen concealer type of thing, but to me, again, it's just too lightweight. I think it's more of like a brightening pen rather than a real like concealing pen, which I'm used to. But I was definitely tempted and thought about it. I think the pen's like $50 though for like a light coverage concealer. It's hard to justify something that, you know, you can use maybe on top of your concealer, but you can't use it alone. I feel like it's just not worth it for most people that just really want something to cover up their under eye. Alright, that's all the concealing I'm gonna do. I do have redness as usual down here, but I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna be content with my redness. Alright, I want to get into this new powder. So we're getting into our first new product. Actually, wait, before I do that, I'm gonna put on the liquid blush. So this is the Cheek Gelée. They have 3 colors. I'm really excited. Finally get to try this. This was on a lot of people's like favorite lists. Again, pretty penny for, you know, what you get, but I have a feeling this is gonna last me a long time. I mean, when you think about blush products, they always seem expensive, but I mean, how often do we actually go through a blush? Like, they last forever. Hey, look at that. So that's what it looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. Wow. Definitely more pink than coral like it looks on the wrapper. Ooh, look at that. It looks like a pretty lip color. I'm just gonna tap. Ooh, the texture of this is incredible. Oh man, way better than the other liquid blushes I've tried in the past. I've really not liked the texture and I felt like it removed the makeup underneath. But this is fabulous. I know you probably can't tell like from me applying it, but I think you'd be hard pressed to find that this actually lifts your foundation, because I don't see it happening. It's just going into my skin like easy breezy. I put on a lot. Oh my gosh. I wish I bought this sooner. So good, so good. I mean, can you put this on your lips? I'm the weirdo putting blush on my lips. I feel like it can't hurt, right? Ooh, I really like this. First impressions, amazing so far. Cheek Gelée. I mean, I might like that as much as the bronzer. Crazy. Love this brand. Can't go wrong. Now we're gonna get into the loose powder. So Michelle Wong, she's on YouTube. She actually can kind of, her video kind of convinced me. She's like, you know, people don't talk about this product, but it's pretty good. I'm like, all right, because I didn't want to like get the concealer or the Future Skin gel foundation, but I still wanted like a complexion product, and I've always been happy with their other powders, so I thought, okay, well, let's try another powder just in a different form. I'm just taking off the seal, and it comes with this nice poof. And I will say the lid is a little bit tinny. It's a little bit lightweight and thin. But instead of using this, I'm actually just going to use a brush, and I'm just going to tap it so product jumps up. So yeah, you don't have to dump it out every time you want to use loose powder. So I'm just gonna swirl and see what happens. So this is in the shade Light. It's definitely fair. It's going on really nicely though. I feel like I don't have to use as much as some of the other loose powders that I have. I don't want to like completely set my cheeks just because I put on all that blush, but I do want to set it right here next to my nose. Wow, this feels really nice. Really lightweight, like nothing's even there. Really nice powder. I do think though they need more colors, more skin tones, but I do enjoy it. I think it's really nice and lightweight. We'll see if it, you know, combats my oil and how long. I think I am gonna use just a little bit of the Perfect Blur finishing powder before I continue. I've used quite a bit of it. This is not really gonna provide like coverage at all. It's really light. It is a finishing powder. I'm just gonna set my problem areas a little bit more, just to give me some extra insurance, which I always appreciate. I think this is, you know, the more refined texture. It's travel friendly. You just need a brush with you. But it's really, it is blurring. I'd say it's more blurring than the loose powder, for sure. All right, before I continue, I want to put on my favorite bronzer, Goa. This probably looks really dark for me, but I really love the shade. I feel like people, you know, get afraid of going too dark, but I think it's more about the tone, and you just use a little bit of a lighter hand and you can get away with darker colors with light skin. But I think the issue a lot of us fair skinned folks have is getting a too warm, too orange shade, but you don't want a too cool or too gray shade, that's where you kind of get into the contour color zone. You just want something to kind of, you know, enliven your skin, make you look awake, and it's like you're circulating blood, and that you know, you have a little bit of a tan. So I think that this really kind of quickly brightens things up for me. Makes me look a little more human. Okay, now we get to try the powder blush. And so this is Bliss. This is the butterfly. They have different animals, different shades, goes to different charities. As I said, I'm a little disappointed how small this is, and I know I'm gonna ruin what this looks like because it looks, yeah, like it's a overspray that I just removed. Oh well, it looks pretty. It looks very pink. Yeah, once you tap off, the first time the sheen on the butterfly goes away, which is to be expected. So I just realized I didn't do half and half, so we're just doubling up on the cheeks today with powder on top of liquid. So kind of a bold cheek, but the shade is really pretty as well. Ooh. I have a lot of pretty blushes to choose from this month, for sure. I just got the Jill Stewart blush, which is pink. It's more of a cool tone pink than this. So I like kind of the range of pink options I have now, but I find both of these cheek products to be really pretty. Just blending out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I do want to put on some highlighter, and I'm glad I have a Chantecaille highlighter now. So this is the sequin highlighter. They do have some highlighter cheek combinations out. It's sort of their whale collection, the blue collection, and I just felt like the colors really weren't for me. Like the blush tone was off, and then paired with the highlighter that came with it was too dark. So I felt like this highlighter was more in my zone. So we're gonna use a little bit of both. All right, I probably have a ton on my brush, but it's a little hard to tell. Boy, looks like it's slightly coming apart. Ooh. So I can already tell this is very gold, but not a blinding highlight, like a pretty sort of medium highlight. A really nice tone to it. Really pretty. I like the option of the two different shades if you want to focus more on the pink or the gold. I think I picked up a pretty good mix of both. This side looks a little bit more gold, but a pretty highlighter. Definitely not blinding. I'm sure some of you may be disappointed by that. For those of you that really love, you know, blinding highlights, this is more of a natural highlight, which I think is really to be expected with this brand. I know you can like barely see that. I'm just ruining packaging here. There, you can see the gold a lot better. So I think the gold could be a little bit dark for me, but mixed in with the pink, I think it works. Alright, pretty stuff today. It's a pretty glowy, kind of natural look we got going on. You could totally, you know, stop here if you wanted to. I'm just gonna do a little bit of brows before I move on. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up any brows from the sale, but I'm using some brow gel from Benefit. Alright, brows on, eye primers on. Alright, we're getting into the eyeshadow duo, the Chrome Luxe Eye Duo. This is in Tibet. A lot of people recommended the shade, so I went ahead and picked it up. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice otherwise, but because so many people recommended this duo, I went for it. I was really considering one of their eyeshadow singles, the pangolin one, like the pinky, pretty subtle shade, but it was like $50 for one shade, whereas this was similarly priced and at least I could get two. So I went with the duo. I think I'm gonna do the darker shade first. No, I'm gonna do the lighter shade first and gonna tap this on. I'm a little concerned with how like shimmery it looks, but I mean, I'm hopeful. Oh yeah, this is nice. I don't think I actually have a lot of colors like this in my collection. You know, this cooler toned kind of, I don't know, charcoaly sort of shade. It's an interesting color. This is the lighter shade. Kind of a pewter, but surprisingly flattering. You know, cool tones I think a lot of people are a little bit afraid of because it just feels like they kind of clash with people's skin tone, and most people want things to look, you know, warmed up and fresher and alive, where, I don't know, I think the perception is that cool tones can make you a little bit corpse-like, and I totally get that, but I think if you have a skin tone like mine especially, they actually look okay, where you have sort of that silver silvery highlight. Like your natural highlight is not gold, it's like silver, kind of white pearlescence. So I think like a tone like this kind of matches that undertone, that pearly, silvery sort of undertone, and highlight undertone, I'll call it, where it's, you start thinking about like what highlighter looks best on you. And for us, you know, cool tone pale folks, silver is actually not a bad shade for us. This is really pretty. Like, you could definitely stop here, like do a one eyeshadow look. Super nice. I'm gonna go into the darker tone now. And these are just a breeze. I mean, I think because they are shimmery, these are the La Chrome, so I guess the idea is that these are pretty chrome-like. But because of that, they're super, you know, glide on really easily, blend really easily. Really pretty shade. Yeah. I think this is a good eye duo, especially if you don't have a lot of cool tones in your collection and you want to incorporate a couple really nice ones. This is something to pick up. I could definitely wear the light shade on its own during the day, and then the dark shade pair with it definitely takes it to nighttime. Super pretty, right? I'm gonna take this under my eye as well. I mean, these are really impactful shades that, I don't know, kind of surprised by. I mean, I've tried a little bit from this brand and it's been great. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised like how well these products perform. But for some reason I'm like, oh wow, this is good. I mean, everything has been really great. I really appreciated all the videos that I watched, and all the suggestions were really good suggestions. And you know, it comforts me when several people suggest the same thing. So I'm like, okay, I definitely have to get that. But several people suggested this, and they're right. You really, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It might be a little bit deep for some of you that are, you know, you can take this and make it really a rich eye look. Or you can just do a little bit of the dark shade during the day. I know for some of you it's going to be a little bit much for work or daytime because it is very chrome-like and shimmery. But I took this a little bit up. You could just really concentrate it right on the eyelid before the crease and kind of just keep it real small and tight. But I always like to take it up a notch. So I'm going to do a couple swatches, both these shades real quick. So this is what these look like. Yeah, so these are definitely like cooler toned, and they pair really nicely together. Like, you don't feel like you need like 5 eyeshadows to make this work. I think the duo is really. Do a little bit of eyeliner. So this is the eyeliner I already owned. This is the Luster Glide Black Forest eyeliner. So it's dark green. So we're just gonna do the upper lash line. Just a little bit, not very thick. Just to sort of fill out that lash line. Alright, before I move on to mascara, I'm using the Lip Veil in Honey Pot. I wanted to pick up another lip product, but I had a hard time picking a color and a formula from this brand because they have several options of lipstick, but even with 30% off, when the starting price is almost $50 for one lipstick that I haven't really tried before, it gives me a lot of pause. this is a really natural shade. I think it's a classic shade in the brand Honey Pot. I think it's a little too pale for me. Just because I feel like I get washed out, but it gives me a little bit of color. It's really easy, really natural. You know, I think I need something a little bit deeper. That's kind of my personal preference. But I'm just afraid, like, I don't know what color to get. I don't know what formula to get. Like, I like light lipsticks. I was hoping for something like that from this brand, like a kind of a glossy lipstick, or just something like a lip balm. And I think this is similar, but it has more coverage than I thought it would be, and I just think the shade is wrong for me. So I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions of what lip products I should try from Chantecaille, let me know. So I didn't pick up a mascara from Chantecaille because they're like $50 or $70 mascaras, and even at 70% off, that makes it kind of close to the price of a normal mascara. I already have a ton right now, so I'm just using a sample from Marc Jacobs at Lash. I really like this one, but again, I mean, maybe I'll buy it if I eventually run out of other mascaras. I think it just makes my lashes really defined and lengthened really quickly, which is I like. I don't like spending a lot of time doing putting on mascara. I know some people really like to take the time, build things up. I just want to get in and get out. So some of you may not like this formula or this brush, but I enjoy it. We're all done. I was gonna do lashes, but I think I'm good. So this is the final look. I really like it. I mean, everything for sure. I'm happy with what I chose. Wow, this eyeshadow is just insanely easy and impactful, and it was so fast. Okay, so let's talk about my favorites. I think my favorite product I picked up is the Cheek Gelée. It just applied so easily. It didn't disturb the makeup underneath, and the color is just really flattering, and I think this is going to be a really flattering shade on a lot of people. If you like a pink shade, it's not like too cool pink, it's a little bit sort of that warm, happy medium, and the texture of this is unlike anything I've ever used. It's truly kind of like a lightweight gel formula. That's incredible. Can't recommend this one enough, even though I've only used it once. I think it's really pretty. Now, on the other hand, I have the powder blush. First of all, I think this is really tiny. But I get it, you're donating to butterflies. But you get, I mean, so how much is in the blush? 0.08 ounces of blush, 2.5 grams. Not a lot of product. It is a pretty shade. Now that the overspray is gone, it's right there. It's not as like enticing, but it's really buttery and smooth. So that's kind of the shade there. Not like mind-blowing shade, I will say. It's pretty. I'm gonna use it, but I think I like this one better. So if I had to choose, I would choose this one. But I'm glad, you know, I have this in my collection. Glad I've tried it. I think it's good to have a lot of blush options. As far as the powder goes, the loose powder, I liked it. It's really light. It's hard to like say that a powder is really amazing other than like how it feels, and it feels really good, feels really light. I think the color works for me. I wish there was more color options out there, but I think this is nice. I wouldn't say it's a standout product from today though. Eyeshadow, I think would be my second recommendation after the blush. Really pretty, really pretty. I mean, this look is really nice. I think it's a little bit nighttime, to be honest, like especially with the cooler tones, but really a nice classy look. If you wanted to do daytime, I would just use the shade, but I mean, you could wear this look daytime as well. It's just whatever your style preference is. I think the most disappointing thing I picked up today is probably the highlighter. Even though I like it and I like the tone and I think it's pretty, I think it's not life-changing enough for me. Like I think I have something similar in my collection, unfortunately, or even something similar but brighter. It's pretty, it's just not like impactful enough for me to be like impressed, and I think the gold is a little too deep for me, but I'm still gonna use it. I think this is gorgeous. I was really debating between this and the other finishing powder that they have that's a little bit more shimmery, but it was $90 and I was like, no, I already have a finishing powder, I'm not gonna get the other one. But I was tempted because I think that one's a little bit more glowy. But yeah, it's not a bad highlighter. I just don't know that it's worth the money, even at a discount. Because I think this was around $70 some, I want to say. And then it came at a good discount, but still, like, it, you know, with the availability of crazy highlighters out there and more impactful eyeliners or more, I guess, unique shades, like I don't think this shade is unique enough to really pick it up. But it is pretty. I think Michelle Wan also really liked it, so I was like, okay, I'll get it. But probably could have done without it, pick something else up. All right, I think that is it for me to talk about. The CBD sample, a little bit heavier than I expected, but I'm gonna keep using it. I can't really say that my face feels relieved or less stressed or anything like that. I'm glad you guys joined me for this video. If you haven't tried Chantecaille at all, you really should try it. If you're looking to get into luxury brands, this is one worth checking out. The formulas are really incredible, kind of across the board. I mean, even the eyeliner is good. Like, I will say, you know, this is a philanthropy-based company, so you're paying higher prices because portion of the proceeds goes towards animal foundations and charities and things like that. So you're paying a heavy price, but thankfully they do have a hefty sale, 30% off once a year for Sylvie's birthday, so you should always check that out. And this is essentially the haul from it. And I've expanded my Chantecaille collection quite a bit now, so I'm pretty happy. You know, I think this brand's kind of been a sleeper brand for a while, and I think more and more people are checking it out and realizing there's a lot of gems in this brand. I think you will be surprised though that if you go to the website, the makeup is kind of limited. You know, I think they're really going for an easy, fresh feel with a lot of their makeup and just simplified, streamlined makeup. There's not like tons of options. Like they have a cream bronzer, they have a powder bronzer, and I think there's like 2 options of colors for the bronzer. That's the Baked Gelée kind of formula. I think they have another powder bronzer, I think. But you know, there's not like, they've been around for a while, but there's not like, oh, 5 different bronzer options, or you know, 5 different blush textures. Like they're a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more limited. So might be surprised by that. Their shade range could be improved, of course, but I think they have some really gorgeous stuff, and I haven't really gotten to their skincare, but I've heard it's really nice as well. So let me know your thoughts, questions below. Please click like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.